The Boston Celtics currently hold the 35th overall pick in this year's NBA draft. And with the NBA season officially in the books, we are just a few days away from the start of the NBA draft. With that being said, there are so many Celtics fans around the world who are wondering, who could the Celtics potentially draft if they decide to keep this pick? Now, that's a great question. In this video, I'll be breaking down the 3 biggest draft prospects that Brad Stevens in the front office should have on their radar over the next few days until the start of the draft. However, before we jump into the video, I need you guys to do me a huge favor and smash that like button. Let's even get the video up to 500 likes. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Join the family. I will be covering the entirety of the NBA draft, the NBA free agency period, summer league, preseason, everything that you can think of. I've got you guys covered. So join the family if you haven't already done so. Also, comment down below, who are you most excited to see in this year's NBA draft in terms of playing? Is it either, Victor Wembanyama, Scoot Henderson, anybody you can think of? Who are you most excited to see? And who is also one guy you want the Boston Celtics to draft here over the next couple of days in the NBA draft? And also, one more thing, I will be streaming every single game for the Boston Celtics next season. So if you ever want to come watch a game with me live and just react to it, have fun, chill out, make sure you guys join the family. I will be streaming summer league games as well. So I will be covering the Boston Celtics. They're my favorite team, as you can tell. So make sure you guys join the family. But without any further ado, let's jump into today's video. Okay, so the first player I have on my list that the Boston Celtics and Brad Stevens should be looking in to acquire in this year's NBA draft is no other than the big man, the 6'11", 220-pound big man out of Serbia, Tristan Vucevic. And I'll tell you why this would be a perfect fit. But I do want to start off by saying, when you look around the league, when you look around the front offices and the people around the league, the fans, especially of the Boston Celtics, they've been saying one thing in particular, and that's saying that the Boston Celtics need to acquire a big man to come off the bench and, spell a guy like Robert Williams to help out Al Horford, who, is getting up in there in age, and we don't know how much longer he will be playing. Now, this would be a perfect fit, and the good news is he's projected to be a second-round pick, and the Celtics have the 35th overall draft selection, which is an early second-rounder. Now, Tristan Vucevic, I'm going to go through some of his pros, some of his cons, and then I want to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section about each player, especially this one in Tristan Vucevic. Now, his biggest pro right now is he is a great shooter, a good shooter, has potential to be a great shooter in the future, but he has good stretch ability. He can shoot the ball. He can even score off the dribble as well, which would be a enormous plus. He's an adequate low post scorer, so he'd bring a little bit more than Rob Williams does. I mean, Rob Williams is a great player, don't get me wrong, but he hasn't really shown the ability to score in the low post too much. Primarily, he's a lob threat and a guy who can get putback dunks. But that's good. I think Vucevic looks good in that aspect. Decent playmaker, has shown flashes of being a pretty good passer as well. He's a good rebounder. He's a pretty good defender, above average athlete, and has played with some of the toughest potential or the toughest guys in the Euro League, in professional leagues across the world. So that is another good thing. I mean, he's from the same place as Nikola Jokic. Adding a big man from Serbia is something that the Celtics want to do. We just saw what Nikola Jokic did in Denver. This guy could do, maybe not the same thing, but he has potential to be a very solid player in the NBA, and to get him in the second round would be a steal. Now, let's go through some of his cons just to be fair here. He can still struggle to score in traffic at times. He's not an elite ball handler by any means, but I mean, who is at 6'11", besides, Giannis and maybe Jokic? But other than that, there's nobody else is really, maybe KD too, but there's not really too many guys who are elite ball handlers at that size. He's not an elite rebounder. He's not an elite shot blocker by any means. But do we really need that with Rob Williams and, with the blocking ability that Rob Williams has? Do we really need that? And that's something that he can work on and get better on. So, although he's not the most perfect prospect in the world, I do think he would be a tremendous addition, to play behind Rob Williams, to play behind Al Horford, and just to learn, to soak up information. I think he was a skilled big man who can score the basketball, a solid floor spacer, which is what the Celtics want. He's talented at blocking shots. He's not the most amazing, but I think that he has the ability to be a great player in the NBA with some development. And I think the Celtics get him here late or early in the second round. This would be a dream scenario for both Vucevic and the Boston Celtics. Now, the second player I have on my list is another guy that I think would be a solid, maybe even a dream fit for the Celtics, Jaime Jaquez Jr. out of UCLA. Now, the reason I like this one is we all know that Grant Williams potentially will be off the team in 2024 due to him being a free agent. He might just go somewhere else and get more money, something that we can't really pay him at the time being. So I do think if Grant Williams is to leave, this guy could be a perfect replacement, and I'll tell you why. Jaime Jaquez is a 6'7" guard, forward, kind of plays both, but he declared for the draft in April, and ever since he has, the Celtics have been rumored to be interested in this guy. Now, at UCLA, he averaged 17.8 points per game, 8.2 rebounds, 2.4 assists in 37 games, and he actually started all 37 games. He scored 29 points and grabbed 11 rebounds during the NCAA basketball championship, or in the Sweet 16 of the championship. But he has just been amazing. He's a leader. He's a winner. He's kind of like a Marcus Smart type player where he's going to do whatever it takes to win a basketball game no matter what. He has heart, great hustle, works very hard, and wants to be the best possible player that he can even be. Now, I do think that if the Celtics were able to get him, I think that he would maybe not start or not get minutes right away, but I think he would be a prospect to look at for a very long, I feel like he could be very good in the future. Obviously, I think Sam Hauser might get the majority of Grant Williams' minutes going into next season. You also have to think about Danilo Gallinari. Those are both guys that the Celtics could potentially trade. But if they did trade them, look for Jaime Jaquez to be a guy that they would go all in for, because he could honestly get some playing time right away. I do think he has some developing to do, but in terms of a prospect that's ready to just be a help right away, I think this is one of the most interesting prospects that there is, in terms of just being a guy who is not going to demand shots, not going to demand 30 minutes a game, but someone who can play 8 to 14 minutes in a game and give you a solid outing. Something that we saw from Sam Hauser last season. I think this guy could do a lot of the same things in terms of just being efficient, grabbing rebounds, scoring some points, even playmaking at times. I think he could be a very good fit. But at the end of the day, I like the way his mindset is. He wants to be the best he can possibly be, and he's going to work towards that. So that's just someone you want in your corner the whole time. So let me know what you guys think about Jaime Jaquez Jr. Would you guys want this guy in Boston, or would you guys not want him in Boston? Comment down below your thoughts right now. Okay, so my last prospect that the Celtics should be looking into is no other than Duke wing or guard Dariq Whitehead, and I do know that this is a little bit of a stretch in terms of him just even being there at pick number 35. It is a great possibility, and more likely than not, that he will not be there for our pick. However, he is projected to go from like 20 to 30, even maybe before that a little bit, but there is a possibility that he does drop, a little bit more than he should. And there is a chance that he drops to 35. I'm not saying it's going to happen. There's also a chance that Celtics even trade up for a guy like him, and I'll tell you guys why right now. So Dariq Whitehead is 6'6", 210 pounds, out of Duke. I'm going to go through some of his pros. Unfortunately, he didn't play too much last year, but he is a very solid shooter, especially from deep. The guy can shoot the ball, and that's something the Celtics need more of. Obviously, last season, the Celtics just, wanted to shoot, and this is a guy who can do that. He's a very good scorer off the dribble, can obviously continue to get better as time goes on. He's a great playmaker for his size. A great defender, or solid defender. I'll say solid defender for now, but again, he's 6'6". He has the tools and the athleticism to be a good defender, and overall, he's just a good athlete. Now, some of his cons, he struggles to score in traffic at times, which is, something that he can get better at. His shot selection sometimes is not great as well. Not an elite ball handler, can be sometimes turnover prone. But listen, these are all things that you can get better, especially with the coaching staff in the NBA. These are only things that you can improve on. Now, he will have to improve on his rebounding as well. And, sometimes he can struggle guarding quicker defenders, which is you'll see a lot of quicker defenders in the NBA. And he is recovering from a broken foot as well. So that's the one reason I think he might fall a little bit. People didn't really, or scouts didn't get to see him play too much in college. And he's recovering from his broken foot as well. So he's a guy that the Celtics could trade up for. He's a guy that might not even be there at pick 35. So this is just something that I wanted to throw in here as a potential guy that they could trade up for, or even a guy that drops a little bit more than he should. And he could be there. I mean, he's athletic. He's a skilled, wing guard kind of mix. He can score. He can shoot. And he can do a lot of things that we would want here in Boston in terms of defending and shooting. And he's just a talented prospect that I would love to have in Boston, man. Let me know what you guys think about Dariq Whitehead, what he would look like in Boston. What would your opinion be on him coming to Boston? Okay, with that being said, that's all I have for you guys today. I do have a couple of guys that the Celtics have been working out, and I'll give you their names right now. One being Charles Bediako out of Alabama. Don't know if I said that right, but he's a 6'10", big man, 225 pounds, 21 years old. Not a great shooter, but that's someone they've been looking at. Jamarius Burton, another 6'4", kind of guard type, very good, playmaker, rebounder. Again, can't shoot the ball too well. You got Brandon Carlson, a big man, 7 feet tall, 24 years old, has great rim protection, can rebound and can shoot the ball a little bit as well, but struggles with his, IQ and his vision. So that's Brandon Carlson as well. He looks like he could be an option for us. You got Janelle Davis out of FAU, a 6'4" guard. Very good defender, good rebounder, but again, does not really shoot the ball too well. Let me know in the comment section down below which one of these guys are you most willing to want on the Celtics, or who do you guys want the most out of the 3 guys I listed, and then those guys that the Celtics actually worked out over the past few weeks here. Let me know in the comment section down below. Hit that like button. Let's even get the video up to 500 likes. Also, subscribe, join the family, turn on post notifications. I will be covering the entirety of the NBA season, which includes I'm going to be streaming Celtics games as well. So if you ever want to watch a Celtics game with me, make sure you guys join the family, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Today's video is brought to you by Pro Class, the absolute best place for you to take your game to the highest level. It's the first of its kind sports training and development platform where you can reach your highest potential by learning from some of the best athletes on the entire planet. Some of these guys include Damian Lillard, De'Aaron Fox, Allen Iverson, DeMar DeRozan, and so many more. And I have some great news for you guys. If you guys go use my code MattyDubs, you'll get 50% off hundreds of training videos, workouts, and drills, and you can get in the lab right now. So go check it out. Go steal some of the secrets from some of the top players in the world right now. And if you are interested in developing your skills at any level, if you play in middle school, high school, college, or if your goal is just to be a better athlete, a better basketball player, this is where you need to go. Nobody else does this. Go check them out, and you can learn, develop your skills at a fast pace, high speed level. Click the link in the description for instant access to all of the secrets in the world. And remember, using code MattyDubs will get you 50% off right now, so don't miss out on this offer.